Hello, Namaste, Sat Shri Akal. This is Ramanpreet, your early year educator. And I am back with much demanded video from the parents in my community that how to improve concentration among our kids. So what are we waiting for? Let's watch the video till the end and get to know that how can you improvise the concentration power among your children at different age groups. So before understanding that how to improve concentration skill among our children, we must understand that what actually concentration span is, and half of your problems will get solved here itself. According to childhood development experts, the attention span that we must expect from our kids is 2 to 3 minutes per year of their age. So when I say 2 to 3 years, 2 to 3 minutes per year of their age means that if your child is 2 years old, so the attention span, that duration, how will you calculate is that you have to add 2. Your child is 2 years, so you will add 2 more to it, it becomes 4, and then you will have to add 2 more to it and it becomes 6, right? So 4 to 6 minutes should be the attention span of a 2-year-old child. Talking about a 4-year-old child, the age of the child is 4, add 4 to it becomes 8, and then again add 4 to it, you will get 8, you will get 12. So 8 to 12 minutes should be the attention span of a 4-year-old child. Talking about a 6-year-old child, 6, add 6 to it becomes 12, again add 6 to it becomes 18. So 12 to 18 minutes we can expect a child to be concentrated on one task who is a 6-year-old child, and so on. So now I will be starting to discuss the tips which I have noted. I have made my own notes. So through these notes, I'm going to quickly read them out and I'm going to tell you that how can you improve the concentration of your child. So number 1 is playing focus games and exercise to build attention. Now, we all know that our children learn best through play methods. So we have to make the activities more fun today. So the games that we must play should be thinking games. Thinking games would always enhance their concentration power. You can train and strengthen a child's ability to concentrate and focus by playing concentration games. Now these games can be crossword puzzles, jigsaw puzzles, and card games such as memory, Uno, which actually improve the attention span of a child. Now there are some more games which I have mentioned here. I'm going to put all my notes, these pointers which I have made, in the description box of this video. So as you can have a detailed look at each game, that how these games can be played. So some activities now I would be telling you. So like sequencing. The link between sequencing and concentration is strong one. Following recipes, sitting the table, and putting things in alphabetical order are great activities for kids who have concentration difficulties. Now there is a game Just Sit. This game involves challenging your child to sit in a chair without moving or fidgeting to see how long he can do it. And another concentration game which we also have played in our childhood is Statue. So through repeated play, the child's brain is exercised and challenged, and with strengthened mind-body connections improves focus. The another game over here is Spot the Difference. I really enjoyed this game a lot. I also use this in my classes as ice-breaking activity in the beginning, that given 2 pictures and telling to spot the difference. And if you will do this, of course your child is going to put his brain into it. He will give his time to that activity, and children actually love doing this activity to spot the difference. The next is tongue twisters. So for different age groups there are different tongue twisters. The details are here. I am going to put this in the description box. You can read that. What's missing is the another activity. Memory games is the other activity, right? So we have to inculcate a habit among our kids to play such games, and it will only happen if you yourself will spare some time, will sit with your child, give your valuable time to your children and play these games with them. They will not sit on their own. They will just, they are kids. You have to mold them the way you want them to behave. So you have to spare your time, and you have to make sure that you play such memory games and these thinking games with your children, and different age group, different activities. Now the second tip is prepare a distraction-free environment. Now this is very important. We think that, okay, I have given my child a task. I'm going in the kitchen, I'm rolling my pin, and I am assuming that my child is doing that work behind my back, and when I go, but he's just doing something else. So this is why is this happening. One of the reason can be you have not given that environment to your child to sit and work silently, quietly, calmly onto the activity which you have given already. So, distraction free environment. Some children respond well in an environment that is soothing and calming, but other children may thrive in an environment that has a lot of hustle and bustle. So, you have to find out that what kind of child you have, okay, out of this. And then understanding what kind of environment your child prefers to study is the first step to increase the concentration level in him or her, right? So nobody can judge it better than you. You are the parents. You know that what kind of child he or she is, what kind of environment he or she needs, and provide that particular certain environment to the child. Okay. So there are a few pointers which I have noted for kind of ambience environments that we can provide to our children, and this all will go into the description of this video. So number one is ambience, like what kind of environment we have to give, ambience we have to see. So a few kids, they like music, soft instrumental music. You can do that if your child likes it. Lightning should be proper. It sets a good mood for a child, you know, it brightens up them. Also, there is an example, one of my parent, we were talking one day that he is pretty hyper and does not concentrate well. So she found out that he has this, this liking for aquariums, fish. So she bought one aquarium and she placed it in the room of the child. She was discussing it with me, and I told her that yes, it might be helpful. So then after a couple of months, she felt that looking at those fish swimming in the aquarium here and there, it helped the child to calm down and to raise his concentration power. So see, these things only we can see, that what my child likes, only parents would know, and only you can create that kind of environment and ambience. So secondly, gadgets, that I already also said that all the gadgets which are inclusive of TV, iPad, cell phones, etc. needs to be switched off or kept in a different room to avoid distractions. So if you will leave your TV gadgets in the same room, they are kids, they will of course go and they will get it. So you have to make sure that the place of the gadget should be completely different from the space, the area which you are choosing for your child to sit and work. Right? So if you need a computer to study, make sure that it is used only for studying and nothing else. Okay, so number 3 and very important point here is reachable material. For example, you have given your child some art and craft work or anything, any project your child is working on. Your child needs a sketch pen or a paper or a scissor or something, but it's not lying in the room. So of course it's a distraction. Your child would run here and there, come to you, ask for material. So this will reduce the concentration span. So you must make sure that all the material required should be reachable, should be placed at one place only. Right? Okay, so these were the 2 tips which I just explained. Now talking about tip number 3, it is of course feeding them with healthy food. Greens will always improve their concentration skill, concentration power. So here now, so many of us feel that, oh, my child loves to eat this, my child loves to eat more of sweets. Okay, let's have a gulab jamun, let's have a laddu. So feeding your child with more of sugars is really unhealthy, and it actually impacts on the concentration span of a child, believe me. So if a child is eating food which is rich in sugar, would always make your child sluggish. While food rich in proteins such as almonds, eggs, and other things which we all know that what is healthy and that balanced diet, so that raise awareness and increase concentration levels. Okay, so we should always include greens into their diet. So the next very important tip number 4 is to fix a routine to follow a better concentration. We all as parents, we try our best to fix a routine for our children. This time you have to get up, then you have to take your breakfast, this is your study time, this is your play time. And some of us are successful at that, but some of us give up very easily. We should not do that. We should maintain a proper routine for our children. Now what happens with this is that it will not only inculcate the habit of time management into our children, but also your children will fall into a routine and they will get programmed in a certain way that okay, 5 o'clock is my time to play, and 6 o'clock I have to go back home and study. So this is a repeated thing which is happening, and your child is getting programmed that way. So this is also going to enhance the concentration among your children. Okay, so then it's the next point is naps and breaks to boost concentration. Now there are a few kids which I see who exhaust all of their energy by the midday, by the afternoon, and if you don't make them sleep, then by the evening they are not very active, and they might not perform the activities the way they should be doing it. So naps and breaks should be given. We cannot expect our child to just keep on running whole day without taking any breaks in between. If it's like, if your child does not sleep, give some such activity with which your child feels refreshed in the midday, some activity where you can even just have a nice refreshing talk also, or sitting on a couch and watching a favorite show with your child also. It's like giving a break to your child from the activities. Now next is dividing bigger tasks into smaller tasks. This is very important. So the tasks which our child gets from schools, and we also give them some extra things to do. So if considering the attention span of our children, for example, it's a 4-year-old child and the task would take around 20 minutes, but the attention span which we discussed in the beginning of the video is 6 to 18 minutes only, right? So we cannot expect to finish that task in that point in time where I'm sitting. So it might be a DIY thing where the painting also has to be done, sticking also has to be done. So as per the interest of the child also, as per the concentration span of the child also, you must divide the bigger tasks into the smaller ones and then collating them together and then finishing it after that. Right, so then point number 7 is understanding your child's method of learning, which is again very important. As I said, that each child is different. They might learn in different environments, they might learn through different resources and different ways also. Those can be auditory, those can be visual, those can be concrete material, those can be worksheets, or anything. You have to find out what your child likes best to learn a certain thing. So there are a few things like visual are the videos and PPTs and all. Making flashcards you can do. Drawing is something which is very, it is something which I personally feel that children really learn through drawing. We feel that drawing is only drawing something on the paper, but it's not that actually. Through drawing you can teach them anything. You can teach them phonics, you can teach them Hindi, you can teach them whatever, maths, any subject can be taught through drawing. If your child has that interest, use that interest. Doodling, auditory, reading aloud, music, and many more things. The next important point is prepare your child for the next task. When your child is busy, tell him what he has to do next, but allow a few minutes until he stops and starts the new activity. So you have to prepare your child in advance. You can't just start over. You have to prepare them mentally also, that this is the task we are going to do after half an hour or tomorrow or so, right? So we have to prepare those young minds that okay, yes, now it's the time I have to do this with my mama, I have to attend that, I have to do this task. So they should be prepared beforehand for this. Now next point is set short time goals for better concentration. Set a time limit. Okay, that's very important point. Set a time limit for the completion of a goal. If it is studying, then you can say that a certain number of pages needs to be done with 20 minutes. You can use, you can also involve fun ways into it by putting a sand clock or some other stopwatch or something like that. So keeping in mind that the average time for an adult to concentrate completely is about 42 minutes. So the concentration span of a child would be much less. So you have to see that according to the concentration span only set that limit. So that's how it is. And then set up a reward system, which is again important. Now reward system is not that you'll get a chocolate or you'll get a toy or you'll get something. It should also be in such a way that your child is happy also, feels rewarded also, and is not even, and you don't even have to give them these toys and chocolates like that. So I'll also discuss about this in some of my videos soon, that what rewards we can give. Then allow time for distractions. The next very important point is allow time for distractions. So kids are naturally very energetic and exuberant. Giving them time to vent out their energy once their time limit for a task is up may actually help them focus better on the next task. Okay, so this is very important, that you should allow a little distraction also. If if your child is having exams, you are panicking, your child is not panicking. So instead of telling your child to sit for half an hour and study, you should say sit for 15 minutes. Then you can go out in the balcony for some time, come back, and then again you can start with your whatever task you were on. So your child might go outside and look at those butterflies or birds flying in the sky or trees and feels refreshed, and will come in and will start fresh again. So this is important. Now this happens with little bigger kids, I would say. Right, so then these were some very important points, and now to conclude, I would say that these 13 tips I think I have given, some around about 11 to 13 tips are there, which I'm going to put in the description of this video. You can read them in detail, you can apply them with your kids, and you will see the changes happening. So as parents, we have to understand what concentration is and then accordingly working over it. Thank you so much. I think this video would be great for you. It's a great learning for you. I think this is useful to you. Give me your comments in the comment section and let me know what you want me to make a video next on. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.